Alrighty then guys, it is September 17th, 2021. I'm on the 17th day of the second month of eating a whole food, plant-based, no oil diet. And in an effort to broaden my options, I thought I would experiment with international spice mixes. And in this video, I'm going to use this Shwarma seasoning by Sadaf or Sadaf, I'm not quite sure how to say it, and it's usually spelled Shawarma, but they're spelling it Shwarma. But anyway, Shawarma is a Middle Eastern dish where they layer thin strips of meat on a vertical spindle in front of a heat source, so it slowly turns and cooks the meat, and then they cut it off with a knife and put it in, I think usually pita bread or flatbread. And it's very similar to gyros, but gyros are Mediterranean, shawarma is Middle Eastern. So I never had shawarma. I went vegan in 2008. Actually, I went vegetarian in 2005, so I never had shawarma before I went vegetarian and vegan. So I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to taste like, but from what I've read, it's usually like tangy with like warming seasonings. So the ingredients in this is cumin, coriander, ginger, turmeric, salt, garlic, onion, cloves, nutmeg, chili, parsley, fenugreek, cinnamon, and pepper. So that's the shawarma mix that they use in this one. And in this video, I'm going to be making mushroom shawarma or portobello shawarma, and it's supposed to be a replacement for beef shawarma because they have another one called chicken shawarma, so I'm guessing this one is probably for beef shawarma. But there's a few different steps, so I'm just going to go ahead and get all the steps done, and then at the end I'll put it all together and see what we got. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is my first time making this ever. So yeah, here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is take out some Ezekiel pita bread from my freezer. So just going to take a couple out and let them thaw out while I'm doing the other steps. Next, I'm going to put some apple cider vinegar in a bowl. And I'm just going to eyeball it. And then I'm going to open the shawarma seasoning. And I haven't tasted this yet because I'm just now opening it. It smells good. You smell the cinnamon right away. And the cumin. And I guess I'm just going to pour some of this in there. Probably a couple tablespoons, at least 1 tablespoon. And then I got some minced garlic. Just going to take a tablespoon of that and use a fork to just whisk it together. Okay, so there is the marinade. I'm going to take a portobello mushroom and I'm just going to turn it over and take the stem out. And same thing for this one. So I think what I'm going to do is take the mushrooms and just kind of get the marinade on there. And I'm going to put them in another bowl. So now for the second one. So I got them in another bowl. I'm just going to pour the marinade from this bowl into this bowl. And I'm just going to set those aside while I'm doing the rest of the steps. So I'm going to make a yogurt sauce using half a container of silken tofu, which silken tofu is made for things like sauces and dips, and this yogurt dip seasoning by the same brand. And the ingredients are mint cut, basil, tarragon, granulated onions, garlic, black pepper, and rosebud flour. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. I can smell the mint right away. Okay, this is take 2 on the yogurt dip because I added water to it, made it way too thin. So I'm just going to go ahead and put half the container of silken tofu in. And I'm going to put a little bit of this red wine vinegar in just to give it a little tanginess. And then it says to put about a tablespoon of this in to yogurt. So let's see here. That's probably good. Gonna use the sauces setting. Alrighty then. Now it's tempting to add water to it, but it needs to be thick like that. I'm going to add the yogurt dip to a bowl. So I got the yogurt dip in there. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the fridge. Okay, for the toppings, I'm going to use tomato, baby dill pickles, red onion, and parsley. And I'm just going to chop those up. So I am chopping these pretty fine. Just wanted to show that here. Same thing for the parsley. And same thing for the tomatoes. So I got all that chopped up, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in a bowl. And just going to go ahead and kind of mix that together. Oh, it looks pretty good actually. So there's a close-up of the topping. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the fridge too. The mushrooms have been marinating for about 20 minutes now, and the top one isn't getting as much marinade, so what I'm going to do is take a different bowl. Just going to go ahead and put the rest of the marinade on there, and just go ahead and let that set aside while I'm doing the rest. Now I just need to make a tahini sauce. Tahini is basically sesame seed paste or butter. It's basically kind of like peanut butter, but instead of peanuts, it's sesame seeds. So just going to stir it up a little bit. It tends to settle at the bottom, so sometimes it helps to stir it up. And then I'm just going to take some and put it in the bowl. Just squeeze some lemon juice in there. Then I'm just going to stir it up. It's too thick. I'm going to put a little bit of water in it. It needs to be a little runny to pour it over the shawarma. Okay, that's better. See how it's got that consistency, we're gonna just kind of like spread it over the shawarma. So go ahead and set that aside. I'm finally ready to cook the mushrooms. I'm going to use the George Foreman grill. I already let it heat up, so I'm just going to take the mushrooms, put them on the grill. And what I'm going to do is pour the rest of the marinade on there. And I think what I'm going to do is pour a little bit more of the shawarma seasoning on each one. And then I'm going to take a spoon and spread it around. Get it nice and distributed. And then I'm just going to close the top and let it cook. I'm going to go ahead and heat up the pitas in an air fryer. Let's see, probably do 370 for just a couple minutes. Alright, they've been cooking for a little while. I'd say between 5 and 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and unplug it and just check them. Oh yeah. I could smell that they were getting done because you can smell when they start, right before they like would start to burn. So you can see that the George Foreman grill pressed the water out while it cooked it. And it flattened them. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on a cutting board. So I'm going to try to cut these as thinly as I can. To try to substitute for the beef shawarma that's cut in thin strips. The mushroom has like a meaty texture. You can cut in similar strips. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one as well. And there you go. Alright, so I got everything ready to go here, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pita, but I'm going to do it salad style as well, right next to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some of the yogurt sauce and just spread it on the pita. And again, this is my first time doing this, so bear with me. Just gonna go ahead and get that spread on the whole thing there. And then I guess I'm just gonna take some of the mushroom and just put it on there like that. And then I'm going to take some of the topping here and just put it on like that. So I'm going to take a little bit of the tahini sauce and just drizzle it on top. Maybe a little bit more here. Alright, that looks pretty good. So that's the pita version. Now what I'm going to do is, because I guess sometimes it's also presented as a salad, just going to make a little salad right next to it. Take some of the mushroom shawarma here, and just a little bit of the tahini. All right, and there you have it. I'm going to go ahead and get a picture of that and then taste it. All right, so there it is. Mushroom shawarma, one on pita bread and one as a salad. All right, so there's a close-up of it again. This one on pita bread, that one as a salad. I haven't tried bending this yet, so let's see if I can bend it. This is my first time using the Ezekiel pita bread too. That is good. I'm going to go ahead and try the salad version. Get a better taste of the mushroom here. That's really good. Can taste the cinnamon, can taste the cumin, can taste the veggies, the onion, can taste the parsley, and just can taste it all. It all tastes good. The tahini on there. The pita kind of fell apart. If you don't care about using special pita bread, then it'll probably fold better with regular white pita bread. But this is totally oil-free, vegan, whole food, plant-based. So yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, so that's it for this video. That turned out pretty good. I look forward to experimenting with more international seasoning and trying to whole food, plant-based, no oil, veganize other food from other countries and cultures, and just experiment with different seasonings and spices, and still make, you know, American food too, make the bean burgers and stuff and all that. So I'm just trying to come up with different meals. You know, maybe one night I can have tacos, like Mexican food. Another night I could have falafel or the shawarma. One night I could have spaghetti, like Italian food, or pasta rather. And yeah, just trying to get some different meals going on and just trying to have fun with it and all that. So I plan on posting more videos. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.